Kenny Hill Gardening Simplified. It's Monday, 29th. I was planning to do this on Sunday, but as normal, the gardening took over and it was kind of delayed. But we're going to take a look and see how these figs are doing this. Well, it's January 25th, and we went through, and as I talked about in the last video, we was going to go through and see how many had roots and not necessarily leaves, because a lot of times last year I would wait till they had leaves, but this year if they have roots, I'm going to get them out of these containers. We do have a few that's got an ammonia smell, and so we don't want to leave them in there like that. But we've got quite a few this week. We got 20 more. That's a Chicago Hardy. This is roughly a month old. We've got a Texas Everbearing. It's just a little over a month old. Starting to shoot out some leaves there. This is one of my SFAs. It's starting to put out roots. No sign of any growth. We've got another Texas Everbearing, a little over a month old. Starting to shoot some roots out there. This one doesn't have any green, this LSU Gold, but it is running some roots out the bottom there, so we'll take and pot it up. We've got this Canadria. This here is a little over 2 months old. Same with this LSU Gold. And we've got another Texas Everbearing shooting its roots out. And it's got a little green, looks like, but it just hadn't gone. This Texas Everbearing here just barely got some green, but you can see the roots are all up there at the top. And it's a little over a month since it's been in there. And this one here has gone wild. No sign of any leaves, but it's really going. This is a Brooklyn White. I think that might have been the first one of those for this season. And same thing with this Emerald Strawberry. No sign of anything up top that is really going crazy with its roots. We want to give them room to go ahead and grow. This one here, this Italian Everbearing, it's about two and a half months. This one here was about 2 months and a week. We've got some that just starting to show green there, but they're really showing some roots on them. This is another Italian Everbearing. So I think they're waking up, a lot of these older ones. This one's about a month old, another Texas Everbearing. Another Emerald Strawberry that's a little over 2 months ago, and it's starting to root out. Another Italian Everbearing, almost a little over two months and a week. There's another Texas Everbearing starting to put its roots out real good. And another Italian Everbearing. And that's why I say now this one's got really fine roots. It's starting to show just a little bit of green. So we're going to make sure we get that out and give it some room. But I tell you, don't worry, because it's the 25th now. These have been about 2 months, a little over 2 months and a week that it's taken them to root out. And this Italian Everbearing here, putting out roots. Got some good leaf growth there too. Now this one is sending up a side shoot out the side here, and that happens sometimes. This is a Emerald Strawberry, and it's starting to get its roots climbing out there, so it wants some room. And last but not least, you see all these roots on this one, just barely putting some leaves out. And this is the Emerald Strawberry that's back in November 15th. So it's been a little bit over 2 months and a week. But that's what we got. I'm going to get these potted up and get them out to the greenhouse. And of course, I'm going to, we'll see what we got later on in the week. Okay, we've got these all potted up, these new 20, and got them added to the rest of the collection, bringing our total to 161. I've got them uncovered here in the greenhouse, and I'll do this for one more day. Tomorrow evening, it's going to be close to freezing, and we don't know if it'll get down that low, but we'll go ahead and cover them, keep them warm for about 3 more days. But they're all looking pretty good. We've had some that 8-degree cold spell come in here and froze some leaves on. Some of our little ones over here. And I probably need to just pop that leaf off and the other one over there. But I'd already done that with my little Miss Figgies. They didn't do too well. And this Black Mission here, it lost it, but they were all right here on the end of our cover. If they'd have been a little further in, they might have done all right. These little ones that were at the edge, they ain't quite lost their leaves, but I think they need to be pulled off of there. Normally they come off a little easier, but hopefully it's not dying. A lot of times when something dies, it tends to, the leaves don't tend to just fall off like it's rejecting them. And we have another one over here that's the same way. Got that. But if I lose some, that's going to be part of the process. I have to understand that. But anyway, most of them's looking pretty good. They'll enjoy being in the sun. Well, I say in the sun, we're overcast today, and they're expecting rain again. We've had it for the past 3 days, about 10.5 inches will spread out over that time. But this is where we're sitting now. We'll do another update Sunday and finish up this video. We've still got quite a few figs out here waiting to come out. We got some that's showing life of green, but they haven't started putting out roots yet. We've got some that have leaves and some that are just look like they're standing there, but I'm sure they'll take off. But we've got quite a few less than what we had because we've had both these racks full. Now we've just got part of this one with figs on it. So we're narrowing it down. We're not planning to cut any more cuttings and try to do any more. We've got quite a few, and we'll go into that here, and we'll talk about our what we did at the middle of the week. Okay, we're back here in the shop, and I did say Sunday, but it is Monday. We've been doing a lot of weeding in the garden, trying to get it prepared for everything else. Since that midweek when we pulled out all the ones that were showing roots, the only one that has showed some roots now is this Texas Everbearing that was, it's done about almost a month and a half, and it's starting to show roots there. So we're going to pot this up. But we brought some in here. I'm going to say this is going to be the fig hospital because we have a lot of these that should have had roots out already. Some of them are having problems. You can see what the leaves, how it's doing. I've got fungal gnats that's down in here. This one had fungal gnats bad. I've kind of treated part of them. But what I'm going to do is take all of these. I'm going to treat them. I'm going to baby them here and see if I can't get these to jump and get started and take off. See if I can't get this problem with the fungal gnats down. Last time when I brought the other ones in the midweek and I unpacked them all, I had a bunch of fungal gnats running around in here. They've got a certain place that they like to gather when they're in here. They kind of leave this and they'll go to my bathroom here in the shop, and I've got a gnat trap or what I've showed before where you use vinegar and sugar to draw them, and I've trapped a bunch, and I'll show you that. Normally I don't leave my fungal gnat trap in the around everything else because it kind of draws them to that area. But you can see off in there, there are all kind of fungal gnats. There's one flying around here. This particular plant had a lot inside the plastic. It's trying to take off, but with the gnats that were there, this would have never survived. The top leaves are were browning, so it's definitely having some attack on the roots, and we're going to try to deal with this. Now, when I pick these up and inspect them in the plastic, and this one, they pretty much come out. I don't see them anymore, but you can actually see them crawling up around on this side. Once they get in there, they're going to try to do their damage. And like I say, we're going to doctor these. But anyway, I wanted to show where we are. I'm not going to go through potting up because we've done that in some other videos. I did want to give you an update of where we were as far as with our propagations at this point, because the further along I get, normally when you start having fungal gnats get in, you have to really hit hard and watch and try to deal with that problem. But anyway, this is where we are. I thank you for watching. If you want to see more videos on propagation of figs especially, then of course subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell, select all, so you get the notification. Give her a big thumbs up and share this video. Enjoy that gardening experience.